The Legend of Gravity, a tall basketball tale by Charlie Palmer. I've heard you young folks talking about who was the best ball player to ever grace the court, like that King James someone or other. He's not too shabby. But have you ever heard of gravity? No, not gravity, the centripetal force pulling us to the center of the earth. I'm talking about gravity. The greatest ball player to ever lace up a pair of sneakers. Never heard of him? Well, pull up a chair and let me bend your ear for a minute with the legend of gravity. On one sunny afternoon in June, the 29th to be exact, Liquid was in the middle of one of his lessons, trying to teach a new move to Sky High and left to right. Now, old Liquid was talking, dribbling faster with his mouth than with the ball. He hated to be interrupted, but that's when this lanky, knobby, kneed kind of awkward new kid strolled onto the playground court. He wore baggy shorts hanging down to his knees, and he had waves so tight it would make you seasick. He asked if he might join us in a 3-on-3. Liquid, a bit fed up with this audacious interruption, tossed the ball at this new kid. The boy caught it as though it were an attempt to the pass rather than an outright assault. He spun it on his finger, drilled it between his legs, then proceeded to run circles around left to right at Liquid and leaped gracefully into the air over Sky High. Now, Sky High wasn't called Sky High for nothing. When he jumped, he looked like he could touch the clouds. But this new kid cleared sky, flipped the ball behind his own back through his legs, and kept going. Everyone stood there for a moment with their mouths hanging wide open. When he snapped out of it, Sky sputtered, "He's on my team." Since the ball we were playing with belonged to Sky, no one bothered to argue. "What's your playground name, man?" I asked. "I don't have one," said the boy. "Everybody needs a street name," said Liquid. "They call me Liquid because I'm smooth. And they call me left to right because you never know where he's going." "Why don't we call him Orbit? Because he jumped into space," said Sky High. "No, I got it," I said. "He leaped so high that he looked like he was never coming down, like he defied gravity or something. Why don't we call him Gravity?" Too Tall Thompson agreed. And that's how Gravity joined our playground team, the Eagles. We always had been good, but we had never won a championship. We thought Gravity would be our missing link. Truth be told, he was often a one-man show. Gravity once jumped so high we were able to go out for the ice cream before he came back down. Ballers from across the city started coming around, trying to challenge Gravity. In one game, he scored 150 points. Oh, you're not impressed? You should be. Gravity scored all those points in the first quarter. He left the game early, something to do with babysitting his sister. That summer, Gravity had us believing that no team nowhere could beat us. We ruled the blacktop courts in the hillside projects where we lived. We played all day and all night, and even after church on Sundays. Some days we walked, rode bikes, or took the bus so we could go to other courts in our other neighborhoods and beat other teams. Our winning streak got longer as the summer camp was coming to an end. Everyone was looking forward to beat the best of the best, Milwaukee's greatest, biggest, and baddest pickup basketball tournament. Although we had dreams of winning in one day, we never believed we could. Not until we had gravity. The weekend before the best of the best, we had a team meeting to work out a strategy. In 5 seconds flat, we agreed to our only hope was getting the ball to gravity and letting him do the rest. And sure enough, Gravity was amazing, dribbling behind his back, between his legs, and even off the backboard. Gravity made plays no one had ever seen before. He ran the offense like magic, lobbing passes from out of nowhere and leaving us shocked to find our ball in our hands for an easy layup. He was turning every game into a highlight video. Gravity's legend grew from Friday to Saturday, as we plowed down one team after another. Thanks to Gravity, we made it all the way to the finals on Sunday. Of course, the East Side Flyers made the finals too, like they have for 10 years in a row. From Park Lawn to West Lawn, Garfield Park to Mayflower Court, the Flyers were the best b-ball players in the whole city. Yusuf Spider Woodruff had hands so quick you swear he had 8 of them. Their point guard Martin the Hawk Overstreet was only 12 and already scored scouted by the pros. And then there was Benny, the Jet Street. He was the Flyers' one-man fast break machine. We watched once watched Richard Deepwater Brown put away a 14 threes in a single half. The center, their center, Lyle the Giant Harris, stood 6 feet 7 inches tall. On game day, it seemed the whole city had come to watch. The Flyers formed a circle, piled their hands on top of another, and said, "One, two, three, victory!" We were so intimidated. We decided to do the same. So we huddled up on the sideline and said the obvious: "One, two, three, gravity!" At first, the Flyers matched us point for point. As I went for a layup, Lyle the Giant slapped my shot in the opposite direction and the Jet scored 2 points with a short jumper. Our next trip down the court, left to right, tried to fake a pass to me, but the Spider stole the ball and scooped past into the Jet for another jumper that dropped with the net with a swoosh. The next time we got the ball, Gravity decided to take control. When the Flyers surrounded him on defense, Gravity zipped a pass to Sky High, who drove the ball back to the basket, but ran straight into the Hawk. The referee whistled a foul charge against us. By halftime, we were tied 42 to 42, and Gravity was out of breath, exhausted. We need another strategy to win. Gravity never talked much. His game did all the talking for him. But what he said to us that day not only changed the game, it changed our lives. I can't win this game, Gravity says, but we can. He looked at Liquid and said, "Man, you flow like water. It's time for you to turn on the tap full blast." Gravity moved to Sky High. "You have hops like no other guy on the court. Why aren't you flying to the basket? Left to right with your killer crossover dribble, people can't tell if you're coming or going. And you, too tall, just get in the way." Finally, he focused on me. Now, I never had a nickname, but when Gravity said, "I'm going to call you Butter. You got flavor. So we need to melt into the backcourt and spread the defense." Something inside of me got unstuck. This time, our team circled up, piled our hands high on top, one on top of them, and yelled in unison, "One, two, three, team!" By tip off, Gravity had us tight. The Flyers might as well surrender right then and there. I caught the tip off, and as I dribbled up the court, I whispered to myself, "Get out of the way and get served by Butter." The Flyers never knew what hit them. For the first time, Sky High, left to right, Liquid, too tall, Butter, and of course, Gravity played as one. We confused the Flyers by constantly changing our defense. We ran man-to-man coverage, then switched to 2-3 zone, 2-3-2 zone, and then shifted to our triangle trapping defense. With less than 2 minutes left, our shots started falling like a hard summer rain. Suddenly, we were unstoppable, hitting three-pointers, jump hooks, and high-arching fade-away jumpers that made the crowd roar. Our defense shut down their offense for good. When the final buzzer sounded, everyone was stunned by the scoreboard. We had beaten the Flyers by 17 points. There was no doubt that Gravity was the most valuable player that day, maybe ever. But he insisted that we all share the championship trophy, passing it from teammate to teammate. 25 years later, we still do. In the end.